Hello everybody and welcome back to Grand Bazaar. We are already 3 videos in and I haven't even finished our first real day on our own. I'm gonna quickly talk to this kid to start things off just because he's here. Who are you? What are you doing here? Oh, Nick is it? I'm Kevin. I'll let you be my sidekick if you want. I know, it's a major honor. You're welcome. So Kevin is the only other child in town that we haven't met yet besides Cindy and Lauren, who we met last time. I started to make the rounds in the last video, exploring and meeting some people, foraging, we sold some things. Still going through tutorial stuff, which actually is taking a lot longer than I thought it would, so hopefully you guys aren't totally bored by now. I'm just gonna comb through the rest of this screen and see if we can't meet anybody else. Most people are out and about, they're doing their stuff this time of day. Some people are actually out of town and they're in the city. And we've got these 2 ladies here that we can talk to. Oh, hello, you're Nick. You look so young to be a farmer. Why, thank you. I'm Claire. It's nice to meet you. There's also a grasshopper right here, or a locust. Excuse me. And for bugs on the ground, you obviously just need to walk up to them and pick them up. And sometimes it is easier to walk to catch them, or to try to corner them somewhere. Haven't seen you before. You're running the farm? That sounds tough. I'm Nellie. It's nice to meet you. So Nellie, the lady with the pink hair, is the mother of the 2 children with pink hair. So she's Cindy and Lauren's mother, and then Claire is Kevin's mother, who we just met. And then the large mansion at the very end of the block is Felix's house. So this is where Mayor Felix lives with his daughter Sherry. And every once in a while you'll find villagers in here kind of coming in and talking to the mayor. And then beside Felix's house there is a barrel, and you can use this barrel as a shortcut to get over to this screen just below our farm that we sort of started out on. But we will carry on. I do want to go back to my farm to plant stuff, but I'm only going to be able to water these turnips once a day currently anyways, so I might as well just continue making my introductions and move along. Here's another new character. Haven't seen you around. Oh, I see. You're the new resident. I'm Wilbur. If you need something, just ask. So Wilbur is Kevin here, that's his dad. I will at one point get up either very early or very late and actually go into people's houses and we can kind of see full families to figure out how everybody's related. But it is a very, very small town, so it's not too difficult to figure out who lives where once we sort of get going here. There's another new character here on the bridge. My name is Ivan. It's very nice to meet you. So, Ivan is another marriage candidate if you're playing as a female character, and he is Dirk's brother. They live together, and Ivan works out of the city. He actually leaves town every single day, so he might be a little bit more difficult to find than your average villager, but you'll either want to catch him really, really early before he leaves for work, or just kind of look for him later on in the afternoon. Go ahead and pick ourselves some flowers. So this screen usually has a lot of stuff to pick up because you've got a lot of flowers around. We have yet another dock for fishing. And then we have our 3rd and final windmill on this screen, and next to it is a guy that we haven't met yet. Hello, my name is Isaac. I look after the windmills in town. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you. It's nice to meet you too. Here is another marriage candidate that we haven't met yet. Are you checking into the hotel? No? Oh, I know. You're the new person in town. I'm Daisy. It's nice to meet you. She's standing outside of Angelo's house. This is the artist that we met earlier. He's got this beautiful house on the water. And then behind it is this slope area. And there's not much here right now. This is actually used as a snowboarding course, which doesn't have any relevance to us because it's not wintertime. But on these little platforms here, these little islands, you can usually pick up stuff. So there's usually stuff here to forage. And then the last building on the list is the hotel, and the hotel owners actually happen to be outside right now, so we'll talk to them. I haven't seen you around here before. You're running the farm. I'm Stuart. I run the hotel. It's good to meet you. I hope that you enjoy your time here. Well, thank you very much. Well, hello there. I'm Ethel. I run this hotel with my husband. You're always welcome here, dear. Oh, well, thank you very much. Usually they're standing behind the desk. Their bedroom is this one here behind the desk. And then Daisy works at the hotel. She's in town every single day except for Wednesday, and her room is also on the bottom floor. I'm only waiting for a few villagers to return from the city. You can see that if we go to the very last screen on the upper right, this is the screen where the bazaar is. You can see some characters are returning from their jobs out of town. We'll go ahead and talk to this guy here who's heading back into town. My name is Claude. It's a pleasure to meet you. I work in the city, but I live here in town. Claude, I've heard it pronounced both ways. That is Antoinette's father, the aloof girl that we met earlier. You can tell they're both huge fans of the color blue. So at this point, before it gets too late and before I run out of time, I'm going to go back to the farm and I'm going to plant my turnips. I'll probably be able to re-water the turnips that I already have. I think I've pretty much met every single character that we have access to at this point in time, but we are missing one of our marriage candidates, which I think is kind of important. We don't want to miss out on that. So I will go back into town, and I should have the opportunity to catch her at the cafe, I hope. So make sure to fertilize everything, keeping in mind that using fertilizer does eat up some stamina, so just keep an eye on your stamina as you go along. And unfortunately right now we have to do everything one square at a time, which is of course very, very time consuming. So do give yourself some time in the day to do your chores, because money is still the priority in this game, and you need to focus on that. But it is such a small game that it is pretty easy to manage everything. So here's our last character. I kind of knew she'd be here at the cafe. You can see that she's got a heart beside her name. Oh, you're new. Did you just move here? I'm Freya. It's nice to meet you. I quite like Freya. I think this game actually has some very decent marriage candidates on both sides. When I played this, I had a really difficult time picking who I wanted to marry, and I would still have a difficult time, I think, picking if I wasn't going to let you guys pick, which is what I always do in my Harvest Moon projects. I'll quickly run home and just make sure that I haven't missed anybody, but I'm pretty sure we've met absolutely everybody at this point. So as we close out the day here, I'm gonna sell everything else that I have to Raoul. Now keep in mind that your bugs will make cheap gifts for some people if you want to start giving out gifts. And because they're everywhere, you'll only be sacrificing, you know, 10, 20 bucks. If you can figure out which characters like bugs, then by all means go for it. I think that's probably the best gift option at this time for those characters that will accept bugs. You can also give out herbs. Once again, please keep all of your flowers. There's an upcoming festival and we need to keep them and have as many flowers as we can. And I'm also going to hold on to my herbs for now. I will probably run home and put them into storage. And then I also just realized that I had bought 12 fertilizer, but I need to buy 6 more because I used half of it on the stuff that I just planted. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase myself some more fertilizer. And as you increase the number of turnips that you're growing, you want to grow as many turnips as you possibly can. Don't be afraid to empty out your wallet. Buy as much as you can, but make sure that you're not going overboard. You'll want to make sure that you're able to water everything, fertilize everything, and have the energy to do so. Ideally, you want to be able to water twice a day, but if you're only able to water once a day, at least there's that. I should actually be buying some more turnips right now. I guess I could. I'll buy 2 more and actually get that started before I go to bed. Because my stamina level right now is not too bad. And then hopefully I'll have some more stuff foraged and I'll have some more stuff to sell tomorrow. One last thing that I forgot to sort of touch upon is a mechanic of throwing yourself in the water to pick up stuff from the bottom of the river. And you can find different things such as coins and empty cans and sea urchins and all sorts of things. You can do this prior to getting your fishing rod, and if you get some good stuff at the bottom of the river, then it's worth selling and it will help you make some more profit at the bazaar. And I would usually only recommend doing this with any spare stamina that you have, because it eats up quite a bit of stamina, as you can see. And there's no guarantee you're gonna get anything. So it might seem really silly to be throwing yourself into the river, but it is worth it, because you will sometimes pick up stuff. As you can see, I just picked up something. A sea urchin, which is actually worth a decent amount of money, so I'm going to hold on to that. Make sure that you don't accidentally press B and toss it back into the water, because that counts as littering. And you'll lose friendship with anybody that's on the screen at the time that you've littered. So as you can see, not very lucrative. I didn't get a lot today. 2 things. I got 2 things. 2 sea urchins, which is not bad. I've used up every spare ounce of stamina that I have, but I haven't used my recovery methods today. So I haven't used my bath, which I touched upon earlier, but now we can actually look at this a little bit more in depth. So if you take a bath, you'll recover some of your stamina. Some time will pass while you're in the bath. Now they say that, but it's not like some games where an hour passes. I think it's something small, like 5 minutes. It's absolutely worth taking a bath to recover your stamina 100%. Especially early on in the game here where we don't have food available to us. You can see that that actually recovered a pretty decent amount of stamina. And then next to it we have the bathroom, which will also recover a little bit of stamina. It's the same deal. So using those two methods, you can see that I regained probably about a third of my stamina. And these are great. I recommend using them every single day if you want to make the most out of your day. So if you've watered everything, if you've done everything that you want to do, and you want to try and make a bit more money, go ahead and throw yourself in the water and try and grab some more stuff from the bottom of the rivers. And then finally you can put flowers into this vase. We are trying to save as many flowers as we can, but if you feel like sacrificing one, if you're picking up a lot of flowers, then go ahead and put something in the vase. You will need to replenish the flower every couple of days because it will wilt, but if you put a flower in, you can give it a smell, and once again you recover a huge amount of stamina. So you can see, using those 3 methods, I came back basically from the brink of having absolutely no stamina whatsoever. So now, before I turn in, I'm gonna go ahead and store pretty much everything. All of these things I have at this moment in time I plan on keeping. I'm either going to keep them for the upcoming festival, such as the flowers, or I just want to keep them fresh so that I can sell them at the bazaar for a little bit more money. And then I'm going to go through my asset book and just go through the villagers really quick. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did. You can see at the top we have our marriage candidates. Sherry, Antoinette, Freya, and Daisy. So those are our 4 choices. And then for the ladies, we have Ivan, Dirk, Lloyd, and Angelo. And then I'm pretty sure we met everybody. I think we did a pretty thorough job of going through town. There's going to be a few unknowns that we're going to meet later on, of course, but we've pretty much met all of the main people who live in Zephyr Town. Now, it's interesting they actually give you Diego and Enrique by default. I'm not sure why they do that. They come to town once a week to visit Raul on Fridays when he's closed. And we will also see them at the bazaar, and then the rest of these people we have yet to meet, but yes, we did pretty well. I feel like the tutorial part is now over. I feel like now tomorrow we can wake up and we can kind of just carry on, and what I plan on doing is just sort of showcasing and talking about my routine that I'm gonna do in the following days. So basically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday I'm going to do the same thing day in and day out, rinse and repeat, to get myself ready for the bazaar on Saturday. You will find that this game is very, very repetitive, and because it is a smaller game, there's not as much to do, so some people might like that, some people might not, but we're gonna roll with it, and hopefully we're gonna have a productive rest of our week leading up to the Saturday. Alright, it's almost midnight. I gotta go and interact with my bed here to stop the time from moving. better get my farmer to bed so that I can get all of my stamina recovered for my busy day tomorrow. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.